are ongoing. The horrific situation in Gaza continues to deteriorate, with Israeli military operations and hostilities expanding throughout the Strip and the human toll mounting by the hour. This nightmare of historic proportions must end immediately. The intensive Israeli military operation in Deir al-Balah that has resulted in still further Palestinian displacements and direct strikes on 2 UN guest houses has further exacerbated the dire situation and impeded humanitarian operations. At least 1,891 Palestinians were killed in Gaza since my last briefing on 30 June, according to the Ministry of Health in Gaza. Some 294 were reportedly killed while attempting to collect aid, including in the vicinity of militarized aid distribution sites. Israeli forces continue to issue evacuation orders, causing the repeated displacement of the population. Food insecurity and the broader humanitarian situation continue to worsen despite the limited increase in the approval of entry of humanitarian supplies. Since 9th of July, following 130 days of full blockades on fuel, Israel authorities allow the entry of a small number of fuel trucks through the Kerem Shalom Karim Abu Salem crossing for medical facilities and other essential services. This amount is a fraction of what is required to run essential life-saving services in Gaza, where nearly every aspect of life depends on fuel. Unless urgently addressed, the deterioration of the Palestinian authorities' fiscal and institutional situation could have catastrophic consequences, undermining the significant progress made over many years to build up Palestinian institutions. It is essential that the international community provide immediate support to address the Palestinian Authority's fiscal challenges, strengthening its governance capacity, and prepare it to reassume its responsibilities in Gaza. UNRWA's operations have been impeded in Gaza and the occupied West Bank. 330 agency staff have been killed in the war in Gaza. I reiterate the Secretary General's message that UNRWA cannot be replaced, and I cannot overstate enough how serious the agency's financial crisis is. Based on current forecasts, there is not enough money to sustain all operations in all fields beyond August 2025.
Mr. Fletcher has not walked back the accusation that Israel is committing genocide. He knows it's not true. He knows it. There are facts, international law, you have to prove intention. Yet he said it anyway. That word carries more weight than any other accusation. To use it falsely is to dishonor the memory of real genocide victims and to endanger more lives by fueling hatred. It is not too late to correct the record. Israel demands that Mr. Fletcher retract his statement publicly, unequivocally, and immediately. Today, I announce that Israel will take steps to ensure that what has been happening with OCHA will no longer continue. Hundreds of OCHA employees are undergoing security vetting. Key employees will not have their permits renewed following clear evidence of strong affiliation with Hamas. Some were even involved in the atrocities of October 7. Israel will no longer grant automatic visas to OCHA's international staff. Visas will now be limited to 1 month's terms. What was will no longer be. Jonathan Whitehall, OCHA's head of office for the so-called territories, has consistently and outrageously demonstrated his bias and agenda against the state of Israel. He will not have his visa renewed and he will leave the country by July 29. Israel is doing the job the UN was created to do. We are dismantling terror networks. We are protecting civilians. We are standing up for minorities under threat.
We call on Israel to end these attacks, hold those responsible to account, and to work with the UN to implement effective aid distribution in line with humanitarian principles and international humanitarian law.
Israel has ravaged Gaza. It has destroyed nearly everything in that narrow strip of Palestinian land. But nearly 2 million human beings remain, including 1 million children. They must be saved.